PlayStation 6 may not trail Xbox Project Helix by much, as Xbox's performance advantage may not be all that meaningful, tech experts say. Reports surrounding Sony's PlayStation 6 and Microsoft's next-generation Xbox, codenamed Project Helix, suggest that Microsoft may once again enter the next console cycle with a technical performance advantage. But current analysis indicates that this lead may not translate into a major real-world difference for most players. According to recent coverage and commentary highlighted by WCCF Tech, Project Helix is expected to outperform the PlayStation 6 on paper in areas such as raw compute power, texture rate, bandwidth, and cache, with some estimates pointing to roughly 25% higher teraflops and texture performance, about 33% more front-end throughput, significantly more last-level cache, and around 20% more memory bandwidth. However, analysts cited in the report argue that these advantages may only result in relatively small gains, such as slightly higher internal resolutions or minor improvements to visual settings, rather than a dramatic leap in gameplay experience. A major reason this performance gap may matter less than expected is the growing importance of AI-assisted rendering and image reconstruction technologies in modern game development. Instead of relying purely on brute force hardware power, both Sony and Microsoft are expected to lean heavily on advanced upscaling systems to improve image quality and performance. The report points to Sony's future PSSR evolution and AMD's next-generation FSR Diamond technology as examples of how software intelligence may reduce the visible impact of hardware differences between the two consoles. This suggests that even if Project Helix launches with stronger specifications, the final experience for players may still look very close across both platforms, especially in third-party games where developers will optimize for a broad audience. Microsoft's own early disclosures about Project Helix reinforce the idea that the company is building its next system around a more advanced rendering strategy rather than simply chasing traditional GPU power. Reporting from Tom's Hardware states that Project Helix will use a custom AMD system-on-chip and will feature deep integration with FSR Diamond, alongside machine learning-based upscaling, advanced ray tracing support, ray regeneration, and multi-frame generation. Microsoft has also signaled that the platform will support both console and PC games, reflecting a broader strategy to merge the Xbox and Windows ecosystems more closely than before. This gives Project Helix a potentially important identity not only as a new console, but as part of a wider gaming platform designed to span television, desktop, cloud, and possibly handheld-style experiences. At the same time, Sony may be approaching the PlayStation 6 from a different direction, prioritizing cost efficiency and market balance over maximum raw performance. The same WCCF Tech report notes discussion that the rumored PlayStation 6 chip could be smaller and more economical to manufacture than Microsoft's reportedly large Magnus design. If accurate, this could allow Sony to price the PS6 more aggressively while still delivering a machine that feels comparably premium to end users. In the console market, pricing has historically been just as important as performance, and if the real-world graphics gap is modest, consumers may place more weight on affordability, first-party games, backward compatibility, and overall brand confidence. Timing is another important factor in the discussion. Current reports indicate that both the PlayStation 6 and Project Helix are still expected to target a 2027 release window, although neither company has publicly unveiled final consumer hardware. Microsoft has reportedly indicated that early Project Helix development kits may reach developers in 2027, while Sony is still believed to be moving forward on a similar timeline despite concerns about rising memory costs. This means the industry is still in the early stage of speculation, where leaks, commentary, and hardware assumptions are shaping public expectations well before official product announcements. Because of that, many details could still change, including final specifications, memory configurations, pricing, and launch timing. Overall, the emerging picture is that the next console generation may be defined less by a simple power contest and more by the broader value each company delivers. Project Helix appears positioned as the more technically ambitious system, backed by Microsoft's effort to unify console and PC gaming under a more flexible ecosystem. The PlayStation 6, meanwhile, may be designed as a more balanced and cost-effective console that focuses on delivering strong performance without pushing manufacturing costs too high. If the reported performance lead of Project Helix proves to be real but not especially meaningful in practice, then the next generation could ultimately be decided by software, pricing, ecosystem integration, and consumer trust rather than raw hardware metrics alone.